Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome to the BSR MX5 Pro Series here at Silverstone South Circuit. I am Austin. I am joined by JJ Tubb. Cameras are brought to you by Sammy Kumo. JJ, how you feeling today?
I'm good. My throat's a little bit raspy, so I'm kind of worried because the last few weeks we've been doing this, my voice has been shot by the end of the night, so I'm a little bit worried, but I'm feeling good. How are you?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. Driven this circuit around with the guys to get a feel of how the race is going to go, and we are in for a spectacular treat. Now we're at Silverstone. We're at the old Silverstone. We're at a weird track, I must say, as we see Jamie Ayers and people spinning off. But this is the sound of the circuit. This features two very tricky chicanes, as we see Coley just going through that chicane right there. But two chicanes, one long straight, fast corners. It's all right-hand turns, as there's one left-hander. So this is the Lime Rock Park of Europe track circuits, I guess.
You know what? I hadn't thought about that. Lime Rock Park describes it scarily accurate, especially with that weird last chicane. You know the chicane that I mean? That's in this layout, but not in the regular one.
Yes.
That reminds me of doing Lime Rock chicane just because of the pure fear factor.
Oh yeah, that chicane, people are going through there flat out, which is scary to think of it. So they're going fifth gear flat out, and we might see some very interesting lap ones and group racing through there, because you can keep a bunch of MX5s very tight through that section, and it's very scary when they're doing that. As the qualifying is now over, we should have our grid set up. No, we don't.
I didn't take a look at where everyone go. Ooh. I didn't take a look at... sorry, I thought it loaded in there. I didn't take a look at who managed to get on pole. And are you ready to do the grid?
Well, I'm about to tell you who got on pole. It's Jack Ashton taking pole position, followed by Jason Cooper, Jamie Ayers, Brian James Holmes, Stephen Hefford, Niels Carlson, Luke Cooper, Matthew Emery, Adam Delmont, Nick McKeeran, James McRitchie, Dave Hampson. He's followed by Ashley Beard, Adrian Hendy, Carl Hardy, our leading amateur driver, starting in 15th. They're followed by Cesar Rizzo, Liam Silkstone, Mikey Keefe, Phil Reagan, Martin Sampson, Anthony Downs, Rob Graham, Charles Gellerman, and Joseph Mitchell in 24th place. In 25th is Craig Jones, Andy Maxwell, Dave Bennison, Ralph Gillingham, Alex Cesner, Andy McNally, Peter Van Gool, Abdur Al-Amri, Stephen Baxter, Stuart Dick, Kip Stevens, Jerome Ursum, Max Wright, Joe McDonald, Tyler Maxson, Scott Malcolm, Stephen Cooley, Michael Berry, Dave Ayers, and Carl Jacqueline in 44th place. Now, a few of these drivers did get a lot of penalties after Twin Ring Motegi happened, as everyone is lined up, and there's so many cars on the grid that they're actually lining up around the curve, which is going to provide for a very interesting start in the midfield.
I don't think I've ever seen a race on Southern. Like, I think I did it back in Rookies. I think there was probably one series, like, I don't know, Solstice, or like the whatever it used to be, whatever SimLab Cup used to be. I don't really know what to expect right now.
Just expect
Mayhem?
mayhem, because it's a short run down at turn 1, and that turn 1's a sharp 90-degree turn into a braking zone. So we're gonna see some guys maybe send it up the inside.
Yeah, I think also looking at there's quite a distinct split between the pros and the amateurs in this series. In this quali, sorry.
Well, the lights are coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, get the popcorn ready, because it's about to get popping, because we are green and underway here at Silverstone Southern Circuit for the BSR MX5 Pro Series. Jack Ashton gets a hole shot and swings around the corner and holds first position. I'm looking at the minimap. Everyone gets through there pretty cleanly, so they had a gentleman's agreement as they're going around this long right-hander turn. They've got a slow car up in the middle, so they're going side by side as we head into the first chicane.
I think something happened with Dale Bennison at the start. I think he either bogged down or got spun around, but we've got a nice clean first half lap, and the laps go by quickly here.
Yes, laps go by definitely quickly as we're on with Carl Hardy. He's behind two cars. Oh, we got a car spinning into the gravel.
Let's have a look. I think that's Alex Zerny? Or is it further back than that?
It was Peter Van Gool. Very unfortunate for Peter Van Gool. He was having such a good race. Well, he's having such a good time in practice, and that's very unfortunate. We're out from the outside chicane, and Ralph Collingham goes into the wall at the end of that chicane. So, and Joseph Mitchell is also around.
Too, yeah.
Mitchell spun around it in Chapels. We have a fight for first. Jason Cooper and Jack Ashton going side by side with each other as they're going around Stowe. It's 2 wide. It may become 3 wide as they're coming around across the line to finish out lap 1. Going to the break zone, 3 wide. Cooper has the inside, and Cooper takes first place.
It looks like we might get a little bit of 2x2 back action on the. Would you call it the back straight? I'm gonna go with the back straight.
Yes. So we have a car stopped at the exit of Stowe Corner, but I believe he's in the pit lane. As look at Jamie Ayers trying to pressure it up the inside. Unfortunately, that chicane does not help you in any way with an overtaking spot, and they stay in 4th place. And now we got a little bunch up of cars up here as we're going to head into this very tricky chicane. Here's the middle. Hefford on. They're going 2 wide right there. Hefford and oh no, there goes the Swift Cooper Esports car and Niels Carlson.
Nice save. Oh, I spoke too soon.
Him.
I'm sorry.
Right there. What?
I'm sorry, Niels.
Hey, he didn't hit anything, but that was very gutsy of Niels to be right there. They went side by side. Speaking of side by side, going down the straight, heading up into Stowe Corner, Jack Ashton and Jason Cooper. These two are still going at for first and second as they are completing lap 2.
Yeah, it's really easy to forget how wide this track is, particularly for such a narrow car such as the MX5. As we're watching this battle for first, there's lots of opportunities for 3 wide overtaking, but also a lot of the corners tend to tighten up in the middle of the corner, which means if you're running around the outside, you've got to get a real good exit if you want to hope of running down the outside on the exit.
Yeah, track is super wide on the Grand Prix circuit stuff, but on this infield, you can see the track just tightens up. So it's still wide through here, but through that one chicane, it is not wide at all. Looking down the midfield, look at this pack of cars. All of them so close to each other in competition. Look at James McRitchie. He's going to take a look into the chicane. His car has already been beaten up a little bit, taking a little bit of off-track excursion as he's following Cooper.
Yeah, I'm having a look through the field here. Looks like at the moment the biggest mover is going to be Carl Jacquelet. 32nd place, made up 12 positions, which I think might have been aided by the a little bit of bump and grind we had on lap 1 there with Van Gool.
Well, he did start it last, so
yeah. So I'm proud of him. You go.
Yeah, Carl certainly knows his way around the tracks. We're going 3 wide on the back straight, and I believe there was contact going into the final corner. Not sure there was car spun. Yes, there is a car spun around. Or I've gone crazy and started imagining things again, but look at Carl Hardy making moves, sweet into the middle, holding up Samson right there, and Samson has lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places after an aggressive move by Carl Hardy and make that 6, and there's Carl Jacquelet.
I was going to say, he had to drop the anchors there to make sure he didn't get back into the other car in front of him. Interesting point about this sort of like right-left-hand chicane through here. You can make it through 2 wide, but as you'll see, the guys, they like to single file it up. Reason why is you can exit off of here between making it an overtaking spot coming to the right-hander up ahead and not.
Switching up to Nick McKieran and everyone else. McKieran in that SimLabs car, that orange SimLabs car. This is the battle for 7th place. Actually, 6th place. Yeah, it is 7th. So we're going 3 wide into the final corner. Let's go. He's taking a very wide line, letting the 2 Excite and Swift Cooper Esports car battle it out. So we're back looking at Ashley Beer trying to make that move. As they're heading into this tight braking zone, all of them slamming out to the brakes. No chaos between all of them. A little bit of shakiness outside on the exit. It's very easy to get these wheels spun up and your car spun around. I know from experience. But these two are still side by side heading into this chicane.
Every time I see that pace car sat on like the outfield, I always think someone spun. I'm like looking at the grid and I'm just like, who's moved? Who's moved? I'm like, no, it's the pace car just chilling on the outfield.
Penny into the swear jar. Come on, man.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know everything. We're heading into this fast chicane. On a straight line. Look at that SimLab car go up to the inside as they head into Chapel. Oh, he might have a move on him, but no. McLaren stays behind him. So we're looking on for Mikey Key, his teammate right behind. And this is great towing opportunity as we have a overtake for the lead. We're heading into Stoke. Kieran looking for the outside. Might try a little switchback right here. He does look like he has a run on him. As we return to our battle for the lead, Jack Ashton around the outside as Jason Cooper takes the lead. But these two are still side by side. Also, don't count out Holmes or Ayers, who are all in this as they're going side by side through the chicane. Ashton has the lead, and Ashton going to hold on. But look at the Excite car. He's giving his teammate a little bit of a bump draft. That is Brian James Holmes, and they're going too wide down the back straight, coming into the tricky chicane. Do not go 3 wide through here. Ooh. Oh. They made it. They didn't crash. Okay.
They made it. They made it. I mean,
they
someone
made
got
it
airborne for a little bit, but they made it. That's the important part.
Yeah, Matthew Emery got airborne up onto the inside of the curve. A few people had to go off track. Surprised no one's serving a slowdown penalty, but that certainly broke up the leading group, and I would not want to be in the car in that pack, just seeing side by side through there.
Yeah, I mean, we've still got Cooper, Ashton, and Ayers. They've been kind of dominating the top 3 of the race ever since lap 1. I'd no doubt we'll see them tangled together again by the end of the race. Having a look through our sort of AM class here, we've still got Mikey Key in the lead. He's in P13, +5 from his original start position, and is getting quite heavily mixed up in the Pro Series at the moment, sort of throwing his weight around, seeing where he can make it stick.
Yeah, Mikey Key, some might say he's a pro in disguise, and he's certainly looking like it. He's rubbing elbows with the big guns right now. Cesar Rizzo also with him, Adrian Hendy, Nick McKieran, he's chasing down his teammate right now. And all the SimLabs boys are really all in this 3-way group.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the thing about Silverstone South, or just any kind of like non-standard track. You know, we've got tracks like Road America last week, right? Well, no, Twin Ring last week, sorry. A lot of people have been racing them for a lot of time. They've got a lot of experience at these tracks. So we saw a lot of the AM class moving their way up the field. In a track like this, where it's maybe a bit more alien to them, they haven't got as much experience, you're starting to see the pros dominate a bit more. And I guess that really... Oh, hang on a minute. What's happening with Alex Ernie?
He's hit the inside wall. That's on the exit of the chicane. I believe he might have had a little bit... Oh, he's turned Jack Litt. Got to the back of Jack Litt. Hit into the side by Joe McDonald. Trying to recover the car and just absolutely gets speared by a Year 1 car. That was Tyler Maxson who speared him.
Don't say it.
Yeah, Tyler came in there like a wrecking ball as he was trying to recover from it. But,
Tyler,
no
Miley Cyrus, Maxson. Sorry. Oh. Whew. Okay, so as we rejoin our leaders, Jason Cooper still managed to hold off in the lead. It seems to be these 3 pulling away from the rest of the pack as we go into the final 5 minutes of the race. Are you alright? It's okay, breathe. Breathe.
I'm trying to.
Oh, sorry about that. Right, okay, I'm back. I'm with you. So I'm having a look through the rest of the grid some more. We've got a new biggest mover of the race. We've got Stephen Baxter in P18. He's moved up 15 positions. A lot of the guys that we usually see towards the top of the grid in the earlier part of the season. A couple of those guys haven't managed to make the greatest of start. Carl Jacqueline a little bit way down the field. Peter Van Gool, as we saw lap 1, getting tied up in a lap 1 accident as we go on board with Stephen Baxter heading through the left-right complex. Have you managed to catch your breath back yet?
Yes.
Okay, there we go, yeah. Just checking still alive.
That's 2 pennies in the swear jar for you. 1 for that horrible pun.
You know what? I'll accept that. I'm not even going to try and deny it.
We're looking at Cesar Rizzo in the Slim Labs car. He's got a little pressure on the back of him by Liam Silverstone. And it looks like we're going to have a little 2 wide, maybe 3 wide action. Look at that. Look at that. Who's that? That is Baxter up onto the inside, heading into the chicane side by side. We've seen how much this can end out badly. Oh, no, there goes Rizzo into the wall.
Was he the one that was going 2 wide? I saw a car go 2 wheels up in the right-hander of that chicane. Let's have a look.
Well, let's right on board. Here's the entry into that chicane. He's forced out wide. He's forced onto the... No, he did not go onto 2 wheels. It's just so hard to correct the car whenever it's already turning. Then when you swing the wheel the other way, it just does not want to turn because the momentum's already there. Adam McNally caught up into a 3 wide battle right now. He's up onto the inside. He's actually leading out this group as Silverstone takes a little off-track excursion, heading down into the first chicane. Anyone going to send it? No, they don't. Oh, but a little collision happened behind him. I believe that was Graham and Reagan.
Yeah, we've seen some pretty clean race in this race. I'm pretty proud.
First one was Kelly Man who had that incident.
It's amazing seeing these cars go 2 wide over, or not 2 wide, sorry, 2 wheels up on that chicane, just yeeting it over the curb.
Yeah, this track is very scary if you like all 4 wheels on the ground, but if you're crazy like me, this is plenty of fun as we see Charles Kellyman going side by side with the optical car. They make contact going to chicane. He forces the other car to go just bomb it through there, and he's going to have a slowdown penalty.
Taking the Sebastian Vettel line.
Oh.
Too soon? Too soon? No?
Nah, perfect. Look at that Cooper
you want to
and
Singapore,
Ashton.
we can make fun now.
Yes, we can. Ashton and Cooper going side by side, heading very still for the lead. Look at Ashton, though, defending on the outside, letting Jason Cooper have it onto the inside. As they head into the chicane side by side, who's going to be the last late breakers? Cooper's going to take the lead.
Yeah, I'm just looking at these guys. I'm trying to see how much of a lead they've built up. I think they've got a 2-second lead over 4th place, or am I looking at that wrong?
No, you're completely right.
I am, yeah, no.
These
these
cars...
Way.
Yeah, after that one chicane incident with that massive pack, they kind of led away from the other leaders. And speaking of leading away, Cooper is leading out Jimmy Ayers and Jack Ashton. But with the draft of these MX5s, they're going to catch right back up to Cooper as they are going to go side by side into this final corner.
Can he make 3rd to 1st work? No. 3rd to 2nd, though. Ashton making Jamie Ayres taking a stab at it.
Yeah, riding on board Jack Ashton on the final lap. One last time into this last corner. Oh, a little bit in line. I think Jamie Ayres might have lost it. No, they've recovered it, but that was a lot of tire squealing from Jamie Ayres' car. Jason Cooper loving the fight that he sees right behind him. This is the last lap in the battle for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, heading into the first chicane. Who's going to have the best of exits? Jamie Ayres taking a little off-road jump action right here. This is Baja 500 stuff we're seeing. As Jamie Ayres closing in on Ashton, heading into this chicane. That's been causing a lot of trouble for everybody. Almost flat out through there as they're heading into Chapel. Little tap on the brake, shift down to 4th. Hold it in that draft. One last overtaking opportunity coming up. It's Cooper, Ashton, and Ayres. Cooper weaving all over the track, trying to break that draft. Here comes Ashton. Ashton was trying to look for it, but look at Cooper. He doesn't want anyone closing in on him as they're heading one last time into the final corner. Look at Ashton. He's got his nose up in there. They're going to go for a little drag race here in Silverstone, but winning race 1, it's going to be Jason Cooper, followed by Jack Ashton and Jamie Ayres. Swift Cooper Esports takes another victory here today.
Yeah, I was half expecting a last-minute dive bomb there from Jamie Ayres. I thought he had the drive to see it, but he just couldn't quite get the top end out to be able to throw it into that corner. But we've got a nice clean race to clean finish, should I say, to race 1.
Yeah, it was a great finish. Also, we have a massive fight in the midfield going too wide. Oh no, we got a car spun around onto the inside of the wall. That's a year one car and Max Wright. Is that year one car? That was Jacqueline. Oh, it's such a shame for Carl Jacqueline. He's had a great race as Max Wright yeets it into
Somebody
the wall.
just turned right. Oh, it's in. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the end of the race.
Yeah, I got confused for a moment. I was just like, that's not the direction you want to be.
Hey, it's the end of the race. The mechanics here on iRacing are just fantastic. They can get a car repaired like that. So, heck, one in doubt, yeets it into the wall, I guess. At the end of the race, not the beginning of the race or during the race. Unless you want that. And our last guy is Niels Carlson. He's going to slowly come across the line, and he's had a tough race at the start, but he's going to finish across the line. And let's bring you through our results. Taking the win here today is Jason Cooper, followed by Jack Ashton, Jimmy Ayers, Brian James Holmes, Steve Hefford, Matthew Emery, Adam Delmont, Dave Hampson, Ashley Beard, Nick McKieran, Luke Cooper, James McRitchie, Mikey Key, Adrian Hendy, Steven Baxter, Adam McNally, Liam Silkson, and Phil Regan. In 18th place, following him is Charles Kellerman, Anthony Downs, Andy Maxwell, Rob Graham, Stuart Dick, Kip Stevens, Jerome Ursum, Peter Van Gool, Martin Sampson, Abdur Al Emery, Max Wright, Carl Jacqueline, Dave Carl Hardy, Dale Bennison, Tyler Maxon, I'm not saying your nickname for him, Craig Jones, Scott Malcolm, Joe McDonald, David Ayers, Joe Mitchell, Ralph Collingham, Adam Sittersney, Niels Carlson, Stevie Cooley, Cesar Rizzo, and Michael Berry following up at the end of the grid. And one car lap down, so let's bring in Sammy to spin that wheel.
Yeah, unusual track, so let's see if it also brings an unusual reverse grid. The wheel is spinning. And it is 35.
The wheel has spoken. 35 car reverse grid. So we're going to be seeing who would that put on pole?
Just having a look.
I believe Craig Jones will be on the front row, and Scott Malcolm and Craig Jones are going to be leading off this race.
Hey.
All right. Well, after a crazy race 1, we're getting ready for race 2 with a 35 car reverse grade. Stay with us after these short messages, and we'll be back for Silverstone in the South.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Coming for a splash. Three, two, one, now. All clear, punch it. Great job, you did really well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome back to the BSR MX5 Pro Series here at Silverstone in the Southern Circuit. I'm Austin Knight. I'm joined by JJ Tubbs. We're here for race number 2 out of 4. The Wheel of Fortune gave us 35, so Scott Malcolm and Craig Jones are starting on the front row. They're followed by Tyler Maxson, Dale Bennison, Carl Hardy, Carl Jacqueline, Max Wright, Abdul Al-Amri, Martin Sampson, Peter Van Gool, Jerome Ursum, and Kip Stevens. In 13th, it's Stuart Dick, Rob Graham, Andy Maxwell, Anthony Downs, Charles Kellyman, Phil Regan, Liam Silkson, Andy McNally, Stephen Baxter, Adrian Hendy, Micah Key, and James McRitchie. In 24th and 25th, it's Luke Cooper, Nick McKieran, Ashley Beard, Dave Hampson, Adam Delbott, Matthew Emery, Steve Heffer, Brian J. Holmes, Jimmy Ayers, Jack Ashton, Jason Cooper, and Joe McDonald. They're followed by David Ayers, Joe Mitchell, Ralph Colliam, Alex Harrison, Niels Carlson, Stephen Cooley, Cesar Rizzo, and Michael Berry. As the lights are coming on, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Race number 2. We're racing here in Silverstone.
You know what I said last race about the amateurs and the pros being split? All of the amateurs at the front race, and my God, did Craig Jones get a good start.
That was not part of the track. He just cut the entire track. Oh, we got cars spinning already. There's chaos all over the place.
There's a lot of action happening in the backfield there. Oh, is that Peter Van Gool again? That's the second race in a row, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn it. Looks like we've got somebody off up ahead at the front. It looks like everyone seems to have collected themselves relatively well.
They're going 3 wide through that chicane. I am very... Oh, no, that is... Oh, that's somebody on the wall.
Is that Jamie Ayers? No.
Nope, that was Ashley Beard. Oh, after a great race they had at the start, they end up in the wall. They're going 2 by 2 into this tricky chicane. Oh, saw a car go sideways there, but they saved it. Jamie Ayers making up some good moves.
Yeah, Jamie Ayers up to 19th place at the moment. He's made plus 14 positions since the start of the race. He had a great start as well. Craig Jones is currently 4 tenths off, so that lead that he acquired at the beginning starting to wheedle its way back down.
Back to the battle for the lead. I wanted to take a look at that starting again because I think Craig Jones might have cut the entire course. Because you see that he took that chicane at the very start. He didn't take the early breaks though. I think he took the very first turn and completely cut the entire course. So let's take a look back at the start. I think he cut the entire course. He did.
I think
the entire leaders did, and then
a lot of people did there, yeah.
Everyone did until they started going into the regular court. That is weird.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that at the end of the race, see where that leaves us by the end. But as at the moment, Al-Amri, he's managed to take first place.
Great drive so far by Al-Amri, up 7 spots. But Martin Sampson also up 7 spots right behind him. They're followed by Carl Jacqueline and Craig Jones, your top 4. Adam McNally up 15 places in P5. And look at that train of MX5s.
Yeah, don't count Adam McNally out just yet. He's still got some more work to do. He's got Stuart Dick and Kip Stevens back behind him in full position as we're seeing these guys potentially go 4 wide.
Oh, these guys are going 4 wide into the very final quarter. Look for the inside line of that Year 1 car. He might try a little bit of something right now as everyone's trying to find any bit of room right now. We have a few Simlabs cars going off the track, heading into that very tight break zone into the correct corner this time. Still side by side with all of them.
Yeah, I think it might have been on lap 1. It's just a little bit of letting the stress get to you, and I think the guys behind him probably saw him make the move, and it's very easy to kind of fall into that accidental pattern after that.
Yeah, the top 5 all going onto the wrong chicane. We might have a talk with them after this as, oh no, that is Andy Maxwell spinning off into the grass at the end of that chicane. Yeah, thankfully he parked it right there and just let everyone pass by as they head into this tricky chicane right now. A little bit of two-wheel action, a little bit of side-by-side action happening in the back of that pack. And at the front of this pack, Alex Terresny, look at him, he's got some good pace. He's
Yeah, I'm looking
about
back.
with.
No, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm looking back through the grid at the moment, trying to see where a couple of our notable drivers are, and I can't see relatively up at the top. Jamie Ayres, P13, up 20 positions since the start of the races. We're starting to see a lot of the pros filter through back into the top 10 as they're fighting their way for the lead of this race.
Yeah, Adam McNally, our top pro, up 16 spots. He's on the back of Craig Jones. He's going to try to make a move up to the inside. He thought about it, but he's just going to provide pressure, maybe scare him just a little bit as Jones hops up onto that curb. We're on the nose of Adam McNally in that Excite iRacing MX5.
Yeah, and Craig Jones still holding on to third place at the moment. He hasn't fallen back, so he's doing a good job of keeping a hold of his nerves. That lightning fast start, which we might have to get reviewed at the end of the race. We'll see what happens. We're not sure entirely there. We'll leave that one up to the racing officials after the checkered flag has flown. But McNally, he's not making it an easy pass around Jones, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's just going to keeping it right in there and get into that slipstream. And it's not as close to a fight as we had in race 1 where it was side by side throughout, I would say, the entire race. This is more drawn out, one long line, keeping in that draft, and it's all about braking and where your attack is. And Craig Jones and McNally are certainly having a little bit of trouble with that, as both of them have a little bit of off-track excursion on the exit of that turn. But look right behind him, Samson and Carl Hardy. They're having a little bit of fight as we're looking at Kip Stevens right now. And Carl Hardy and Samson. They were going, oh, here comes McNally. Looked like he wanted to try it. He had the exit on him. He could try to send it, but he just once again slipped back into that line.
Yeah, I thought the better of it. It's a little bit hard to kind of commit, this early on in the race. We're coming up to, coming up towards the halfway point. You don't really want to start sending moves, licking the stamp that early on. That's when you're going to end up having a bad time. And this is the other thing with the wonderful Wheel of Fortune that we have, is a lot of the time in the pro drivers, you are fighting to get to the front of the grid, but you're fighting for every position along the way, whether it be going past the AM class or whether it be guys in your own.
There might have been a stop-go penalty assigned to some of them, but Craig Jones is still out there. But I don't see any massive drop-off from anyone else who started out at the top. So it might be addressed at the very start of next race. We'll see where they start out. As we have a big gaggle of cars going side by side in the midfield through the final corner.
Yeah, what's this? This is a battle for...
Oh, we got a
15?
car turned up. We got a car turned up into the braking zone. Looks like they've recovered it. I'm not sure who turned him, but I believe that might have been Reagan again being turned.
Did he get turned earlier on in this race, or was that last race?
It was last race in that exact same corner. He didn't really get turned. He just got caught up in an incident and just had to basically stop his car on track to let that incident go by. But that turn is not Reagan's friend at all. Oh no, that's Niels Carlson. Exit of the chicane.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that was the exit of the chicane. Abdur Al Amri and Carl Jacqueline going side by side. Al Amri around the outside. He's going to hold off that charging year 1 car and continue his lead on lap 7 out of 12. Al Amri defending up onto the inside. Here comes Jacqueline around the outside. Look at Adam McNally. He's closing in on these two amateurs. See if the pro can top the podium, or will the amateurs take place on the top step.
Yeah, we've got a nice battle between Jones and, Jacqueline McNally and Al Amri for the first 3 positions. But we've also got a bit of a battle for going for 5th further behind. So this top pack, I think we're going to see them group up a little bit as the race goes on if they keep battling like this.
Looks like Jacqueline went a little bit wide on the start of that corner, and McNally might try. He was looking, he was going to try something on the exit, but he's just slipped in right behind and just getting all over the mirrors of Jacqueline. And yes, the big giant blue snake on the minimap is definitely coming for the green leaders.
Yeah, we've just passed the halfway mark, and it looks like at the moment Al Amri's doing a great job of holding off Carl Jacquelet. McNally, I don't want to say I'm surprised. He's not making it easier, and that really goes to show how well Jacquelet and Al Amri are racing, and how difficult and how wide they're making those cars.
Yeah, he's looking for any mistakes off of these guys, and unfortunately in the break zone, he made his own little mistake, got 2 wheels on the grass, but he's recovered it, and he's just staying behind Jacquelet and Al Amri. So he has the pace right now. They did a 1:18 last lap. He did a 1:17.8 last lap. So he has definitely the pace to pass him. I think he's just going to reel them in some more and wait for the perfect chance to strike.
Al Amri taking that car all upside the sides of the road there, using every inch of the track and a little bit more to try and keep that car on pace.
Yeah, McNally taking a very different line than Jacquelet and Al Amri are on that exit. We're heading into that chicane. Carl Jacquelet leading this group out still. And it looks like Al Amri, not the fastest Chapel corner. And here comes Carl Jacquelet. He's all over the back of Al Amri. He's making a charge for first place. He's going to line himself up side by side with the leader. This might be a move for the lead. And this might be great news if you're Adam McNally. Watching the 2 leaders fight was going to give you great opportunities to close up on them and try to snatch first place for your own. Jacquelet goes wide. He's got the position on Al Amri. And here comes McNally up onto the inside. Is he going to try to steal second place? No, he doesn't get it. But he might get him on the switchback. McNally, though, he doesn't have any room, and he turns Al Amri into the wall. Amri didn't give McNally any room. McNally's already off the track, nowhere he could go, and that car is snaking around.
I think that's pretty safe to say. That's the end of Al Amri's race. Saw for a moment, I saw Hardy pop into the pits for a moment. I think that might have just been an issue with if you take a slight off track, it tends to think you're going in the pits. So let's have a look what happened to Al Amri here.
Well, we hear him. We hear McNally up onto the inside, and McNally went completely off track, trying to push Al Amri back onto track. Al Amri knew that he was there. He didn't let up any single things, and that's a 1 damaged MX5.
Bit of a sad car there.
It is definitely a sad car. But Carl Jacquelet leads off Adam McNally for first and second, and Craig Jones sitting there in third place. That overtake might be on review. I'm not sure who's directly at fault for that one.
Yeah, and this might have been exactly what McNally was looking for. Let the 2 in front battle it out, wait for someone to make a mistake, and then see if you can... why overtake 2 cars if you can just wait to overtake 1?
Yeah, McNally charging down Carl Jacquelet.
It looks like out of the top 5, we've only got 2 of our amateur class drivers left, Jacquelet and Jones. For the moment, Jacquelet, I believe he's only led 1 or 2 laps this race. I think...
Yeah, Pro going slow up there. Off track going to the chicane. I'm not sure who that is. Also, David Hampson is going very slow.
Just having a look at the moment and having a look through the rest of the field. Cesar Rizzo up 25 places. Alex Zerny up 27. I mean, we did expect to see some pretty big moves coming in through this race with the pros starting round down towards the back as Adam Delmont takes a very wide line through there.
And I think it's time to return back to the leaders with just 2 laps remaining. This could be very crazy. And it's a 3-way fight for the lead. 2 amateurs, 1 pro, Jacquelet, McNally, and Jones racing it on for 2 more laps. McNally on the back of Jacquelet. Jacquelet, a little bit scary exit. Here comes McNally up onto the inside. McNally has his speed. They're going... No, because Jacquelet gave him room. Heading into the chicane. Who's going to be the last late breakers? McNally up onto the inside. Jacquelet has the line. Who's going to have the exit? It's going to be Carl Jacquelet taking it back to McNally.
If Jacquelet can make it up on the inside here. Or on the outside, sorry.
Yeah, it's this chicane that's so tricky. Jacqueline had all the cars linked to make it work, and he still is in first place. Followed closely by McNally and Jones. Craig Jones, he's reeled them in, and he might try to snipe McNally for P2 or maybe the win as they're heading down this long back straight.
I think McNally might have left it a little bit too late to try and put the move on, but he dives around to the inside. He's going to see if he can make it stick.
He's looking to the inside. Jacquelette's not going to defend it that hard. McNally on the inside. He has the length of it. Is he going to push Jacquelette far? No, he's respectful. And Jacquelette, he has the speed. Jacquelette's going to carry on to the final lap. One last time to this tight break zone. Look at Craig Jones. Oh, a little bit of lockup right there for McNally. But Craig Jones almost got into the back of McNally right there. Now McNally up onto the inside of the track, right in that curve. He's got his nose ahead of Jacquelette. These two are going side by side into the first chicane. Pure mid-daylight right now. That's beautiful. And McNally gets to P1 right now. And he's going to keep it. No one has a better exit. They all slotted in together. Jacquelette now. All he has is 2 more corners until the final overtaking spot onto the straight. Are we going to see a weaving car trying to break the draft? One last time into Chapel.
Stuart Dick's creeping his way up towards these guys, but I don't think he's quite close enough to take a sniff on the last lap. Will we see Jacquelette do a dive bomb here? By less than 100th of a second, I think.
That was so close. I can't tell who actually won that race, as that's a punt.
Give me that position.
Craig Jones in third. As our results are now being corrected, it is McNally taking the win. Our timing screen thought it was Jacquelette, but no, it was McNally taking the victory. Yeah, it was McNally. I guess I'm not sure what happened there, but McNally took the win ahead of Carl Jacquelette.
600th of a second. That's what was in it in the end.
Yeah, not sure what our timing tower is.
Yeah, I think that needs to be corrected. It looks like Adam McNally's taken the pole. I believe that's the case, yeah. We'll wait for the official results to come in.
On my right screen, it says McNally took the win. On the left screen, it says Jacquelette took the win. We're having a good old-fashioned NASCAR photo finish dispute, but I could clearly see that McNally took that win. Up 19 places. So, if you guys have any other differences, put who you think you won down in chat.
That's it. We just decide it by votes. When it gets to less than like 100th of a second for winning, we're just like, yeah, fan boost.
This isn't Formula E, but this looks like a Formula E track as we're taking a results look. It is Adam McNally taking the win. They're followed by Carl Jacquelette, Craig Jones, Stuart Dick, James McRitchie, Luke Cooper, Jack Ashton, Carl Hardy, Jason Cooper, Matthew Emery, Adam Delmont, Alex Sersney, Brian J. Holmes, Kip Stevens, Steve Hester, Peter Van Gool, Cesar Rizzo, Phil Regan in 18th. Following him up in 19th is Dave Hampson, Charles Kellerman, Stephen Baxter, Nick McKieran, Tyler Maxson, Ralph Cullingham, Adrian Hendy, Niels Carlson, Max Wright, Martin Sampson, Joe Mitchell, Rob Graham, David Ayers, Jerome Ursum, Dale Bennison, Joe McDonald, Andy Maxwell, Liam Silkstone, Scott Malcolm, Ashley Beard, Jamie Ayers, Mikey Key, Abdul Al-Emery, Stephen Cooley, Michael Berry, and Anthony Downs. Finishing up 12 laps down and 2 cars, 1 lap down. And let's bring in Sammy to once again spin that wheel.
Right, the wheel is again on your screen. That was quite a start and quite a finish on that race. So let's see if the drivers learned the driving line over the first corner this time. It is full -1.
Oh. Oh. Big boy reversal. Not full reversal, but definitely big boy reversal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're ready for a amazing race 3. Race 2 provided talking points for the start to finish. Let's see what race 3 will bring us. We'll be back after the break.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
We're almost out of fuel. You'll have to come in for a splash. Three, two, one, now. All clear. Punch it. Great job. You did really well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome back to the BSR MX5 Pro Series for race number 3. After a exciting race 1 that happened all the way to the finish, a race 2 with a Joker lap on the first lap, and then craziness to ensue on the very last lap. What are we going to expect for race 3, JJ?
I mean, the racing so far, we've got like a full reverse grid bar 1 this race. Do I remember that correctly?
Yes.
So,
And we'll be finding out who is starting on pole right now. The grid has spoke, and it's Scott Malcolm starting up on pole, followed by Liam Silverstone, Andy Maxwell, Joe McDonald, Jill Bennison, Jerome Ursup, David Ayers, Rob Graham, Joseph Mitchell, Martin Sampson, Max Wright, Niels Carlson in 12th place. He's followed by Adrian Hendy, Ralph Gilliam, Tyler Maxon, Nick McKieran, Stephen Baxter, Charles Kellyman, David Hampson, Phil Regan, Cesar Rizzo, Peter Van Gould, Steve Hefford, and Kip Stevens. Your top 24. We're going to scroll through the rest of the names right now as everyone is getting ready to line up on the grid. We have 3 cars waiting right now as the lights are about to come on. Are we going to see another joke lap today?
hopefully not. I mean, I was having a look through the grid, looking at who we've got sort of up and down. We've got quite a lot of people down at the back of the grid that are going to be making headway. Al Amory, we saw him do a great race for most of the last one. Unfortunately, got caught up in that early accident, but it looks like we're about to go green.
The lights are coming on, and we are ready to go racing for race number 3 here in Silverstone. Scott Malcolm gets a great start. Nobody taking the Joker lap today. That's great to see everyone following the rules for once.
Yeah, it looks like a top 10 all AM class. We'll see how long that sticks around for. Carstensen is your lead pro driver. As we've got Peter Van Gool making some moves further up through the pack. And we've got some nice 3-wide action as the leaders start going through the first chicane.
My goodness, Liam Silverstone went up 2-wheeling right there into that chicane, and he kept it going straight on. And they're still battling for the lead. But look at this midfield group. They're going 3-wide right now on that exit, and they're about to make it 4-wide. This might be very tricky. I believe one of the cars just bombed straight through it. Didn't want to cause any incidents right there. That's a smart move. Look at the SimLab cars almost coming together.
Yeah, Mikey Key didn't have the greatest of starts. He's all the way down at the back, as well as Tyler Maxon. He's got a lot of ground to make up. He's been getting into this battle as we're following the mid-pack, and Cesar Rizzo battling for 13th place at the moment.
I don't believe Tyler was supposed to be starting from the grid, and that's why he was that low. I don't think I saw any contact for him.
Like, no, he had a Xerox. Oh, cars backing into each other there.
Yeah, there was a lot of bumping and banging right there in that tight braking zone. Joseph Mitchell all by himself. He's got Bennison up ahead. As I kind of want to look back at this battle for first right now between Malcolm and Silverstone.
There are AM drivers slowly making their way sort of down the field. Carstensen doing really good up to 9th. There's a bit of a gaggle of amateur cars behind him. Samson, Wright, and Cullinan as the top 3 drivers stay pretty glued together as they go heavily through the chicane.
That's a cut by Andy Maxwell. Where did he come from? He made the overtake, but he cut that corner with no remorse, and I believe he's going to have a slowdown penalty, and he's going to stick to the edge of the track and let Liam right by. Also, David Ayers on Liam's tail end. He's going to try to make a move for P2.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty hefty throw through that corner. I'm not sure if he lost a bit of control or just decided to back out of it and thought better of going too wide and decided to just cut the corner instead. Perfectly legitimate reason if he decided to, as we're having a look at Silverstone making a move around the outside. Not quite making it stick, so he tries again.
Ayers holding up onto the inside. You can run onto that curb just a little bit. That inside line is a bit faster as we see David Ayers swooping ahead of Silverstone. But here comes Silverstone switching down to the inside. They're going side by side into the brake zone. Here goes Silverstone down onto the inside. And yes, he gets it.
Well played there. He fought really hard for that as we got 2 wide all the way back in the battle for 5th and 6th. The pack closing in together with Malcolm pulling out a little bit of a lead, but we'll see how long he holds it on for.
Heading into the chicane, Joseph Mitchell. He's closing in on Dale Bennison. Also, Scott Malcolm pulled away from the battle caused by Liam Sixon and David Ayers. And here comes Dale Bennison. He's a bit slow, but Joseph Mitchell onto the inside. He's going to take 4th place.
These guys are spreading out nice and wide. You could easily go 7 wide through here on the straight, but it's not going to work too happily through the corners as they think better of even 2 wide going through the right-hander here. Malcolm is pulling away quite a sizable lead, just under 2 seconds at the moment, so that gap is dropping down as the pack don't seem to be squabbling too much, but trying to push their way up to the 1st place.
The leading group of amateurs and then Carlston, the only pro, Niels is making his way up through this field, is chopped up 6 places right now, and he's causing a lot of disturbance right behind him. But with him charging up, I think Scott Malcolm might have a chance if Silverstone, Ayers, Mitchell, and Graham all keep battling with each other and holding up Carlston.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, we've got about 8 laps to go. Yeah, Niels can definitely make his way through. We saw it last race. The pros carving their way towards the sort of the 3rd quarter, or the 2nd, 3rd, or whatever you want to call it. This bit of the race, as we're coming up into it.
Midpoint. Oh,
yeah,
no, there's a car going way wide, and he saved it from the wall. I believe that was a Simlabs car of Nick McKieran. Oh, he's been having a tough race today. Once again, he goes off track in that area.
I mean, it's tough times for him. I mean, looking back through the grid, biggest mover at the moment.
Oh
JBS,
my
up into
goodness!
23rd position, as there's a big pile up there.
It's a parking lot. Joseph Mitchell got turned around. Don't know who was on who right there. But David Ayers at the bottom right hand, and oh, David Ayers gets into Joseph Mitchell, and his car collects another car of the orange and blue car is stuck in the middle. I'm not sure who that was. Niels Carlson was not involved. No, Niels Carlson was involved. That was Niels. He's dropped down to 9th place, and taking his spot in 6th place is Brian James Holmes for Excite Racing.
That's very unfortunate for Carlson. He was doing a very good job running through there. Van Gool's doing a great job of trying to carve his way through the pack. He's up 10 spots from his original starting position of 22nd. And this is when we're going to start seeing the pros creeping in on the amateurs now, trying to pick them off as they go through.
Yeah, Carlston, it was Rob Graham who was the one that was also collected in that incident. And that orange and blue Team Ultimate knockout car. Very, very striking livery, and one of the favorites I like to see on all the cars. Very unique. So you get swamped by a few of the Simlabs cars. Simlab around the outside, going to the braking zone. Is Van Gool going to try something on Graham? Oh, he's got the edge on him. He's got the turn. Van Gool is going to have his nose up in there. And on the exit, Peter Van Gool takes P10. Great move by him.
Having a look through. Sorry, I'm sort of distracted by the timing tower at the moment. Brian
we got
J.
a-
Holmes, plus 20 positions.
Dale Bennison got spun around, and there was also another car stopped in the chicane. Did they get together in the braking zone?
They might have done.
Yes. That's unfortunate right there. When you're racing tightly with other drivers, very little space for mistakes. We're back up looking at Brian James Holmes for Excite Racing. In 4th place, trying to chase down Samson Silverstone and Scott Malcolm, who are not in any battles around them. So it's all clean air and easy driving for them, and just all about pace. Also in there is Hampson, who's trying to make a move on Max Wright.
Yeah, we're starting to see. I mean, James Holmes, he's made a great set of moves through this race. He's up 21 positions now. Brian J. Holmes, sorry. As I'm looking through the rest of the field going down through, Niels Cartington has managed to recover a little bit. I mean, it's unfortunate he got caught up in that early on scuffle, shall we say. Malcolm still having a pretty easy time up ahead. He's still got a 1 second lead, but that is starting to be picked down.
Oh, Luke Cooper pushing off one of the Simlabs cars into the grass. They recovered it, though. They were going 3 wide right there, so nowhere anyone could go. But luckily, that didn't lead to any disaster. They all form up into a line for that chicane. And it's very gentleman racing going through here. And not gentlemen at the exact same time. Because you're going to have to let a guy ahead of you unless you want to risk a collision through that tight chicane. Also, look at that Switz Cooper Esport car making his way down onto the left side. I believe that's Sersney. Oh, there are 2 Switz Cooper cars in there. That is Sersney. He is flying outside of Chapel right now. And all these guys are still fighting for position. And just clean air.
Yeah, I mean, we're having a look at Jason Cooper and Jamie Ayres, usually a very strong contender. Haven't seen him on his best form this week. I think qualifying might have stuck a pin in that, made it a little bit difficult for him to make up the positions. But he is fighting well within a pack, and he's keeping his nose clean. Although having a looking at the bodywork of the car, maybe not.
Yeah, not the cleanest looking car, but we were having a lot of looks for Jamie Ayres. If you want to bring up our position changing numbers, Jamie Ayres is up 24 places.
In 8 laps as well. He's still got 4 more to go.
Yeah, we might be seeing 26 very soon. He's got 2 cars ahead of him, Cooper and Ashton. Both of them pros, but Jamie Ayres, he knows how to get around any car.
Yeah, we saw him dominate at Monza. We saw him do really well last week at Twin Ring. He's been good all season long, and he's looking to keep that trend carrying on here at Silverstone.
Now, this track is described as a wonky chalkboard by a few guys. I call it the European Lime Rock Park because this is just a weird track. And also, Brian J. Holmes just set the fastest lap of the race of a 1:16.81, and he's caught up onto the back of Liam Silverstone and Scott Malcolm.
Notice how that gap that Malcolm was pulling away as well, that's disappearing. Silverstone's moving up, and I reckon if Silverstone and Holmes work together, I mean, don't forget, Holmes has got some pace with him, but they might be challenging for the lead in a few corners' time.
I would say they're already challenging for the lead. It all comes down to Chapel. Silverstone went a little bit wide, and I thought I saw Holmes checking his inside, trying to see if he could do anything. But coming down the straight is where the ground is going to be made up. That draft is so crucial in the MX5. Malcolm defending onto the inside. Here comes Brian J. Holmes around the outside, giving him all the room for Liam Silverstone to go 3 wide into the final corner. Liam Silverstone, Scott Malcolm, and Jay Holmes. Jay Holmes going down to the inside. Scott Malcolm defending onto the inside now. Liam Silverstone round to the outside. Brian J. Holmes sitting onto the back of this thing. Now, Malcolm down onto the inside. Silverstone around the outside. Here comes Brian J. Holmes trying to make any sort of ground right there. He's going to have to back up just a little bit from the crush it by Silverstone. And Scott Malcolm still defending for the lead. And here comes Brian J. Holmes up onto the inside of Liam Silverstone. No Sotelo Racing.
Not going to let it go for the rest of the race, are they?
Definitely not by any chance, which is just fantastic. With 3 laps to go here in Silverstone. Riding on the front of Brian J. Holmes, closing into Liam Silverstone. He's going to go onto the inside, picking up that drive from Scott Malcolm now. Heading into this chicane, they might be going side by side through here, which we've seen not turn out well, but Brian J. Holmes picks up 2nd place, and now he's got 1 spot left to make up. He's got the inside of Chapel. Who's going to have the better run, Scott Malcolm or Brian J. Holmes? This is going to be a non-draft assisted battle. They end up side by side. J. Holmes, though, he's going to let off just a little bit and sneak into that draft to get as much speed as he can before swinging onto the inside. There he goes. And these two are going side by side. And look at this lead pack now. It's gone from 3 cars to about 6 in a span of 2 laps. And Brian J. Holmes takes the lead. And oh no, Liam Silverstone gets turned around. I think he hit Max right.
I don't
as
think
well.
there was any contact. I think what happened was
Well, there was
I think
contact
Samson-
eventually.
eventually, yeah, but I think basically Samson squeezed him a little bit. Is that Samson going up the inside?
It's one of the Simlabs cars. He gets hit by Malcolm around the outside. Malcolm hit him around the outside. That's what happened.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which
How can I
forced
say we're
a
watching a
turn.
good little battle there?
Yeah, well now Brian J. Holmes leads out the field, and we got a car spinning in the middle of the track at the end of the chicane. That's Max Wright once more.
Did he get damage from that last? From that last time, maybe?
I saw him go off track.
Oh, look at that steering
Yeah, look at that suspension damage. He's turning left to go right. Well, left to go straight, and yeah, turning left is not the car
They're
friend.
just not turning at
and-
all.
Oh, they took a little bit of airborne jump right there. That's unfortunate. So we might have had something happen after this. These two are going side by side into the chicane. Oh! Cut track. Oh my goodness.
Is that Matthew Emery and there's Carstensen.
Oh my goodness, Niels. He's been having such a great race at the start of this race. He was up into 6th, challenging, chasing down the leaders, and then that happened.
Get we bad luck out the way in one go.
Yeah, also we have a car going very slowly on the interior of the track as we have one final lap to go. That's Super Dick.
I think he's a lap or two down at the moment.
Yeah, he is. He's
Getting out of everyone's way.
yeah, he's been having not the best race.
It looks like Scott Malcolm and Hampson here. They're going to be having a battle for second place as we're coming onto the hangar straight in just a moment's time.
Scott Malcolm defending from Hampson. Hampson gives Malcolm a little bit of a love tap right now. A little bit of boost down the front straight. Trying to keep the amateur back in his place. But Scott Malcolm's going to defend this with all of his might. Here comes Hampson around to the outside. He's got Coliam right there as well. They're going to go 3 wide. Scott Malcolm defending onto the inside as they're going into the final turn. And Scott Malcolm, I think he's going to have P2 for the amateurs today. And yes, he does, as Brian J. Holmes takes the win and Hampson takes 3rd place. What a drive by Malcolm.
That was a great drive there. I saw Holmes getting a little bit squirrely on the home straight. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. That gave me a bit of a heart attack there.
We'll find out very soon enough. Joe McDonald leading out a few of these other drivers. We're now leading out Beard and Kellyman. He's going to finish in 29th place.
Yeah, we're just letting the last of the cars pop through the finish line here to tie up the end of the race here. Unfortunate results for a lot of the drivers there. I'm sure a lot of the guys won't be very happy with the results they've got in this one. But they've still got another race to fight it out tonight. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes, one last race is coming up after this, and that'll be... But first, we need to read through our results, followed by the wheel of bribery. I mean results. We may have accepted bribes a little bit. Brian J. Holmes takes the win, followed by Scott Malcolm, Dave Hampson, Martin Sampson, Ralph Gilliam, Steve Hepper, Jack Ashton, Jerome Erston, Luke Cooper, Peter Van Gool, Jimmy Ayers, Jason Cooper, Cesar Rizzo, Alex Sarsnay, Adam McNally, Rob Graham, Stephen Baxter, Nick McKieran. In 18th place, he's followed up by Kip Stevens, Adam Delmont, Craig Jones, Carl Hardy, David Ayers, Joseph Mitchell, Carl Jacqueline, Anthony Downs, Tyler Maxon, Andy Maxwell, Joe McDonald, Ashley Beer, Charles Kellyman, Adrian Hendy, Niels Carlson, Phil Regan, Max Wright, Matthew Emery, Mikey Key, Michael Berry, and they're followed by James McRitchie, Aldur Al Emery, Steve Cooley, Stuart Dick, all one lap down there, who is in 43rd is Liam Silverstone and Dale Bennison leading out the end of the field. So after those results, let's bring in Sammy for the wheel.
Yeah, the wheel will be going up for the last time tonight. Let's see if we get another big one. The wheel is spinning, and what do we get? It is 45, and I believe this might be actually full.
This is full. There are 44 cars on the grid.
Yeah.
So, Silverstone will be starting on pole. No, he was a few laps now, was he?
Sorry, say that again?
Silverstone was in 44th place, but he was about
He was a few laps down, yeah.
yeah. No, I think Silverstone is on pole because it says Dale Bennison was in 44th on my screen.
Okay, fair enough. What we'll do is should we pop to a quick commercial break, and when we come back we'll have the official and finalised last grid of the night.
All right, sounds good. See you soon.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Coming for a splash. Three, two, one, now. All clear, punch it. Great job, you did really well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome back to the BSR MX5 Pro Series for the final race under the lights. Today, it's nighttime for the Southern Circuit here at Silverstone. JJ, how you feeling about today's race?
Yeah, we've had some good racing so far. We've got an interesting lineup for the end of the race. Looking at the grid going through, we've got a couple of names to shout out. We've got Brian J. Holmes, he's in second. He's been doing some good work throughout the night. Jamie Ayres is starting in 14th place. He's made an average of, I think, something like 18 or 19 positions per race, as we see Brian J. Holmes practicing a little bit of Tokyo Drift.
Eurobeat intensifies. Yeah, this is just a warm-up, so that is not his actual starting position.
Yeah, don't worry. No SR was hurt in the making of that drift.
Exactly. And I believe we just got the call that the warm-up session is ending and the racing is about to begin very soon.
Everything loaded up. I'm getting my timing stuff ready. I'm getting my cameras ready. Are you ready?
No. The question is, are you ready? Because I'm ready. I know Sammy's ready. And I know that you just asked me if I knew I'm ready, and I'm asking you, do you know that you're ready?
I don't know anymore. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm all good to go. We've had some good racing so far. We're getting into the twilight race. Last race tonight always is a little bit darker, a little bit quiet, but also tends to be a little bit cooler, which means these cars are going to have a little bit extra grip. And a lot of the guys who've maybe not had the best of races so far tonight are going to be looking to make that right.
Yeah, your top 24 is Stuart Dick, followed by Stephen Cooley, Abdur Al-Amri, James McRitchie, Michael Berry, Mikey Key, Matthew Emery, Max Wright, Phil Regan, Niels Carlson, Adrian Hendy, Charles Kellyman. He's followed by Ashley Beer, Joe McDonald, Andy Maxwell, Tyler Maxon, Anthony Downs, Carl Jacqueline, Joseph Mitchell, David Ayres, Carl Hardy, Greg Jones, Adam Tillmont, and Kip Stevens. We're going to scroll through the rest of the names. Now, I asked you if you're ready. I asked our broadcaster if he's ready. I need to ask the chat. iRacing Esports Network, are you ready?
One guy in the back is going like, yeah.
Just gonna wait for that chat reply. Just say yes. Well, the drivers are certainly ready, as almost everyone besides two drivers are lined up and ready to go. There it is. The lights are coming on, and we are going to go green racing for one last time here tonight. And Stuart Dick leads out the field, followed by Stephen Cooley, Abdur Al-Amri, and James McRitchie. You're leading 4, and Stuart Dick leads out into turn 1.
Yeah, looks like we've got Al-Amri up front again. He's been making some good moves this race so far. Been up at front quite a lot of the time.
Not the greatest start for Stephen Cooley. He's already down 2 positions off the line, and they're going to go 3 wide into the first chicane. And Steve Cooley's turned around Mikey Key in that same last car. Mikey Key's sitting into the middle of the track. He's going to try to reverse on the line, and he saved it from any further collisions, but everyone roars past him. That was very disastrous for Stephen Cooley and Mikey Key. Steve Cooley ahead of this group going into this very tricky chicane. We've seen it have many accidents, but not the big one. Oh, I spoke too soon. And Stephen Cooley trying to get this car back onto the track, still drifting around. He's going to drive it into the gravel trap. But that, I must say, is karma for that first chicane incident.
Yeah, he's got to wait quite a bit of time to let the whole pack go through. It's not an easy task to watch 40 cars sail by knowing that you've got to fight for all those positions again.
The entire NASCAR field worth of cars driving as close as they can, but these cars are designed for road courses, unlike the other stuff. But everyone right here, and oh my goodness, we have a Simlabs car. I believe that's a Simlabs car. No, that's a Switz Cooper Esports car. No, that was not an orange Switz Cooper Esports car. But there was a car spun onto the exit of the very last corner. I'm wondering who those 2 cars were. That was very crazy.
Yeah, I think there was some kind of collision that went on beforehand. I think they got collected in it, as we're seeing a lot of the drivers start to single file out going through the chicanes, giving them a good chance to drag their way towards the right-hander up ahead.
no lights around this track, so the track is entirely lit by driver's lights, which is very cool to see because you don't know it as, oh, Anthony Downs ends up into the wall. That's a dead MX5, sad boy. And Stuart Dick getting a little bit of bump drafting from Ador Al-Amri. We've been seeing him a lot of times in the front. Unfortunately, has been taken out a few times while he's at the front, but he's driving with Stuart Dick and giving him a little bit of a bump draft. Is Al-Amri going to try something going to turn 1, or is he just going to try to stay there as that smoke from that fire, that MX5 is continuing to be put out right there?
Yeah, Carstenson's just set the fastest lap of the race, which shows his pace going on at the moment, a 1:16.6, as you see it highlighted purple on the left side of your screens there.
Alien.
Now, is he going to convert this one? He's had some great races, but unfortunately some poor results as the night's gone on. Is he going to make this one the one that counts?
I must say, as it looks like McRitchie and Carlson both went off track, and Carlson is now past McRitchie right there. So he's definitely going to try to make this count and close up into this leading pack, but it's a 12-lap race. Just having pace is not enough to get you the win here. You're also going to have to be good at overtaking and being patient. As we've seen a lot of times, that's working out as the two leaders are going side by side. Amory around the outside. Amory around the inside. Stuart Dick around the outside. Abdul Al-Amri is going to take the lead of this final race. And Michael Berry also up there in third. He's closing down on the two leaders. They didn't slip through each other this time, so Michael Berry is allowed to close in on Al-Amri and Stuart Dick.
Looking at this, Al-Amri's been putting on a strong force all night. Again, one of the drivers that hasn't quite been able to convert it. Saw him get up in an incident. I think it was either race 2 or race 3 of our night as we go along. Seeing the pros start to make their way up and down the pack, splitting those amateur cars as they go along. Jamie Ayres up to in P16 at the moment, up 16 places.
Stuart Dick all up on Abdul Al-Amri. Yeah, we're talking about biggest movers so far, and yeah, that is our biggest mover. Jack Ashton up 18 places, sitting in 18th.
Yeah, we've had a pretty clean start to the race so far. I'm pretty proud of these boys, managed to keep it clean, even on the last lap when they must be itching to get up towards the top of the pack.
Yeah, usually the races get crazier and crazier as the night goes on, but I think it got cleaner and cleaner. Just a little bit different incidents along. We still haven't seen a big one yet. We had a little bit of a parking lot involving 3 cars last round, but we're riding on board Jack Ashton. He's going around the outside, almost gave a little bit of pressure to Sarasnay of Swift Cooper Esports. But he's going to slot in behind him, still in 18th position.
That Charles Kellerman making a move around the outside?
No.
No, it's Jamie Ayres. Sorry, my mistake.
Jamie Ayres up the inside. Charles Kellerman was car stuck around the outside, unfortunately unable to do anything. As up onto the inside, Sarasnay and it looks like Ashton both got Kellerman onto the inside going to that chicane, and Ashton and Kellerman losing another spot. So Kellerman might not have a bit of damage. Might have a bit of damage on him.
Yeah, we saw somebody getting loose and wide towards the right-hand side of the track a little bit on the way back there. Al-Amri's still holding on to the lead, and Charles Kellerman is not happy about losing that position. He's going to keep trying to fight for it as he goes. And Niels Carstensen, P3, trying to make a redemption run.
Yeah, he's under some pressure by Michael Barrett, James McRitchie, and Ashley Beard, who are all in his group. As Al-Amri and Stuart Dick are driving away with this. Ashley Beard, fastest car in that group, sending the 1:16.749.
Yeah, I think Carstensen and Barry have to sort of sit down at this point and say, hey, we can either fight each other now and give up the lead, or we're going to have to try and gun down Al-Amri. I don't think you can really get away with doing both.
Well, they aren't on the same channel, but oh, the result car goes wide, and here comes James McRitchie. Going to go for that overtake. Michael Berry a fish out of water up onto the inside, but he's going to be providing... Oh my goodness, that's a wide turn by Michael Berry. Almost got into the side, gave him a little bit of slide job to Ashley Beard. But thankfully, nobody was hit during then.
Yeah, Jamie Ayres is up into P13 all the way behind him, and Michael Barry dragging it down and losing a position, unfortunately. Also gaining a position. I'm all over the place with my cars today.
Yeah, speaking of all over the place, I believe we have a car crashed at the exit of that chicane. That is the car in 36th spot. That is Martin Sampson, and he's up on his side. Might need a replay of how he got there. So on board Martin Sampson, heading into that chicane all by himself. No car around him. I think the car just took over, and yeah, he's a passenger right here. And oh, that's a big hit.
And politely got off the course so he didn't bring out a yellow.
That's polite of him.
Yeah, I know. Very considerate.
Yeah. MX5 not only compact on its on all fours, compact on two wheels as well. That's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, but it looks like we've got a great little battle here going on for 23rd. Battles up and down the pack. Al Amory, our leader, still in first position as we're following Cullinan battling for 23rd right now.
These two cars going side by side. Cullinan around the outside does not have any room on the Sprint Cooper Esport cars. Oh no, that is a Year One car going very slowly. That's Phil Reagan of Year One Racing, and that is a dead engine.
Yeah, looks like he's got some front end damage on top of that, so not entirely sure what put him into that scenario, but he's going to keep dropping down the grid. I think that might just be the tail end of it. I think he might have gone into the wall by the looks of it there.
He's up onto the inside of another car.
I think that's Jamie Ayres on the
tight
inside
right here. Got pushed off track, and oh, there he goes. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I think he was going too wide with Jamie Ayres through there. Couldn't quite see clearly, but I believe that was the case. And you can't really go too wide through that chicane. We've seen it happen quite a few times tonight. You get the weight off of the wheels, and at that point, you're just going straight towards the barrier.
Abdur Al Amri still in the lead, and this is a more impressive lead because he's been surrounded by pros, and he's racing with them.
Yeah, he's been making a good job of that all night tonight. Stuart Dix seems to have managed to made a clean drag pass there, and I have a funny feeling that Carstenson's going to do exactly the same. Does Amri have issues?
He got a slowdown penalty. Yeah, I did.
That is, that's got to be painful. He might be able to make his way through the front, but I think he's going to have a tough time passing Dick and Carstensen.
Yeah, the asymmetric driver sitting in third, still closing down. And look around the outside. Niels Carlson, he's got the move on Stuart Dick. These two are going to go side by side with just a few laps remaining, 4 laps remaining. And there's Abdur Al Amri sitting in the middle, going to try to split the arrow between them. And now look at Al Amri. He's got a clean track ahead of him. He could sit on the back of Stuart Dick, but look at Ashley Beard. Ashley Beard's also in the fight. These 4 cars all have contention to win. Al Amri around the outside of Niels Carlson. Niels Carlson leading out Al Amri. Al Amri going to have to go off track. I believe he might have got a slowdown from that. I am not sure, but he is continuing on his pace. We'll see what happens to him on the straight if he starts slowing down up immediately, but side by side through there is so scary.
Yeah, looks like he's got another slowdown because he's let Beard pass. He might get away with not losing a position to McRitchie. No, he loses a position to McRitchie as well. That's got to be such a frustrating situation to be there. To not only have it happen once, but twice when you're doing probably one of the best runs he's had all season.
Well, he's still in the leading pack, and this is going to be great points for him. He's winning the amateur division right now. Adam Delmont sitting in 6th place all over Al Amri, and Al Amri is saying, I'm not letting you pass me. No, I'm going to make you work for it.
quite rightly to Niels Carstensen. He's made his way up to second position, gaining 8 positions. I believe biggest mover at the moment is Jack Ashton in P11 with plus 25 positions from the start of the race. So he's been doing pretty damn well as we're taking a look at Carstensen being challenged at the moment.
Stuart Dick's got a big lead right now. Carlson and Beard in the battle for second place as all these cars being thrown around heading into Chapel Corner. Stuart Dick, Carlson, Beard, McRitchie, and Al Emery and Delmont, your leading 6 in this leading pack in this battle for first. Oh no, Stuart Dick's lost it! He's lost it on the exit of the corner.
I think he got on the grass.
He might have gone to the grass, and now the leaders is the battle for first in the top 5. They're going 3 wide right now. It's anyone's game. Beard around the outside, Carlson up onto the inside, side by side, they're going 3 wide, no, scratch that, almost 4 wide right now as they're going back to side by side battling. McRitchie takes the lead as they head into 2 laps to go. McRitchie up onto the inside, Carlson around the outside, and these two are racing it all, and oh no, Al Emery has spun around Ashley Beard.
Yeah, he took the outside line through the left-hander there, and unfortunately,
that's a risky rejoin. Relative time is a thing for a reason, but nothing like it that they can be done. We're looking at this is how Stuart Dick lost it.
I think he just put the rear tire onto the grass.
Yep, goes onto the grass. Recovered
it's
it
the curb.
and
yeah, it's just coming off that curb. Car started to loosen up, and then, as we've seen how many times tonight, car loosens up and sayonara.
yeah, unfortunately, sayonara for them. And this is the replay between Al Emery and Ashley Beard. Beard around to the inside, now the outside, and I believe that's a racing incident, really. We're gonna have to see the view from we're gonna have to see the view from Al Emery's side because they were side by side. I didn't see Al Emery go off track or anything. That might have been a car tightening onto another car.
See, I have a feeling that Al Emery was just taking the corner. He left enough room.
Yeah,
he just got cut off a little bit.
That's exactly what happened. All right, let's return back to the race as we are on the final lap of the top 4. McRitchie, Delmont, Carlson, and Al Emery battle out for the lead on the last lap, heading into the very first chicane for one last time. McRitchie, Delmont, Al Emery, and Carlson leading out. It's an all off-track excursion for McRitchie. Delmont is going to have a good push, but don't count out Al Emery. He's in third, the only amateur in the top podium's position, heading into the fast chicane for one last time. And now into Chapel. Delmont, he's got a run on McRitchie. Can Delmont get the position right here? Delmont switching out very early. He's leaving himself up for drafting. Delmont and McRitchie side by side, drag race style here in Silverstone for our final race. Still side by side. We have a car wanting to spectate this race, and we're going side by side. Still going to the very final corner. It's going to be Delmont. It's going to be McRitchie. Delmont up onto the inside. McRitchie round to the outside. McRitchie takes the first place. Now it's Delmont. Now it's McRitchie. Now it's Delmont. Now it's McRitchie. But it's going to be Delmont. No, it's going to be McRitchie. No, it's Delmont.
It's going to be Delmont.
Delmont.
Delmont just
takes
manages to take it.
Twice in our timing screen has absolutely done us again. It's Adam Delmont up 22 places, taking the win, and just like in Twin Reed Motegi, he gets one at the line.
Yeah, I think the issue with the screen on at the moment is I believe it's with this particular layout of the track. I think the timing and scoring start-finish line is a little bit later than the iRacing start-finish line. So once we take a look at our full official race results, we'll get the corrected and finalized results. Amazing last few laps through there, very action-packed. And Al Emery managing to pull it out on the podium. Definitely going to feel like he deserved a bit better than that, but coming home with third and first in class is still nothing to be ashamed about.
Yeah, congrats to Adam Delmont for the win. Let's bring up our results right now. Yes, it's Adam Delmont taking the win, followed by James McRitchie. Outdoor Al Emery in third. Great drive by the amateur driver. He's followed by Niels Carlson, Max Wright, Carl Jacqueline, Jack Ashton, Stuart Dick, Jason Cooper, Alex Desnery, Adrian Hendy, Matthew Emery, Joseph Mitchell, Jamie Ayers, Ashley Beer, Kip Stevens, Luke Cooper, Craig Jones in 18th place. He's followed up by Carl Hardy, Adam McNally, Nick McKeeran, Dave Hampson, Mikey Keys, Scott Malcolm, Tyler Maxson, Rob Graham, Cesar Rizzo, Jerome Ursum in 28th position. He's followed up by Joe McDonald, David Ayers, Andy Maxwell, Charles Kellerman, Dale Bennison, Michael Berry, Ralph Collingham, Steve Heffert, Brian J. Holmes, Stephen Cooley, Martin Sampson, Liam Silkstone, Peter Van Gool, Steven Baxter, Anthony Downs as our winner. Adam Delmont gives us a good old smoke show, giving us some victory donuts.
Yeah, that was a pretty intense finale to the night. It definitely felt like those last 2 laps. That was probably the best racing we saw all night. The guys were really not giving an inch, and they were incredibly hard racing with some nice clean racing between the top 4 by the end of that. I think my sort of driver of the day personally is going to go to Al Amory, always up in the mix. And, you know, I just kind of felt like if he hadn't got those 2 slowdowns, I don't know, maybe could have been in the chance for a win. But, you know, sometimes the pressure gets you, and sometimes that's just one of the things.
All right, well, we do have a interview, and it's a very looked forward interview. It's Craig Jones. Howdy, 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 Craig. How are you doing?
Yeah, well, I'm good. I think after all that. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. You know, enjoying the Silverstone night sky on this weird little track. But hey, you gave us all a show, and race 2, you gave us all a pretty different track layout configuration than we were all expecting. Was that planned, or what happened?
Yeah, I thought I'd be smart and everyone copied me. No, I don't know what happened. I pulled away. I was focusing too much on the mirrors, I think, and yeah, I just all of a sudden I saw some curb there, and I decided that was the new layout that we were racing for that particular race. Yeah, it looked like half the field decided to follow me, and half the field realised it was the wrong route. And but hey, you know, at the end of the day, I got to slow down for it. I think everyone else did, and we all kind of ended up pretty much where we were meant to be. And I pushed on and pressed on and managed to get a podium out of it. So I was rather happy with the end result.
Well, I'm glad you're definitely happy about your results. You certainly gave us a little bit of shock up here in the booth. We were a bit confused if that was on purpose or not. We eventually just started calling it the Craig Jones chicane and the Joker
you know
lap.
what? I think a petition should go online straight away to have it renamed.
Well, it's the older layout, so anything can be happen to it. But you know what? Maybe.
The only thing I would say is at least I actually turned up for it. I wasn't making a sandwich or something like that.
Har har har. Poke fun at me for my misstart yesterday. Okay, let's keep personal stuff out of this. Great race, man. Great race. Hopefully the Jones Joker lap is a thing in future races. But you provide us all a great show, and hopefully you have a great race coming up.
Thank you very much.
All right, and joining now in the booth is Adam McNally. Howdy, 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 Adam. How are you doing?
Good. Fine. It was an absolute great race tonight. Loved it. Loved the track.
The track was a little bit weirder than all the others. I described it, well, a few other drivers described it a flat Lime Rock Park. Would you agree in that statement?
Yeah, definitely. It's loads of good twisty tight corners, but which you'd have to take pretty much flat out, really. So it makes for some interesting racing and having to work out when to go for moves, when to back out. But yeah, it's been good fun all night.
Yeah, it seems like you were having a lot of fun. Out of the 4 races, which one was your favorite, I must say?
It has to be race 2. The start of race 2, that's got to be one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Getting from 20th to 5th just because everyone took the wrong direction.
Yeah, we just had Craig Jones in here talking about a petition to rename that corner into the Jones Joker lap. So We might be seeing that in future BSR races. I'm not sure, but that might end up on iRacing's not top 10.
It's got to. Can it not? Has to make it on there. Someone's got to
Alright.
clip it.
People on Twitch or on YouTube, you can clip that and post that to Reddit and just nickname the Jones Joker lap.
But yeah, like I said, opened the door for us. I was 5th by the end of lap 1 and got the win race 2. Got 3 wins for the team out of 4 races. So just say well done to Brian Holmes for race 3 win and Adam Delmont for the race 4 win. Scoring excellent points for the team.
Yeah, great result for Excite Racing today. Anyone who wanted to shout out?
Yeah, shout out to you guys for doing the broadcast, everyone who does all the hard work behind the scenes. To our main sponsors, Excite Energy. We've got Motorsport Days Live, Prio Premature Baby Foundation, The Race Mentor, LuxSim24, ASG UK, and also we'll have Next Gen Racing League joined us as well, so I'd like to welcome them on board. And that's it, apart from our drivers as well for taking part.
A walking sponsorship billboard, I must say.
I need a list, it just keeps getting longer.
Well, thank you for a great show today and great driving. Let's bring in Tubbsy. JJ, anything you want to ask Adam?
So, my question for tonight is, as a driver, were you one of the drivers that took the Craig Jones Joker?
No, I didn't. I actually went the right way. I was watching on my stream in VR going, he's all gone the wrong way. Like I said,
Did you know what was happening as you saw it?
No, at first it actually confused us. I put the brakes on thinking, hold on, have I missed a turn? And then it was the easiest 15 places I've ever made up in my life.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. And also, it worked out pretty well for you at the end of that race. And in terms of the races going on after, we saw you getting a little bit up in the mix. We saw you having some good battles and some good bad luck as throughout the race. Do you have a highlight of the night? Anything other than the Craig Jones moment?
A couple of from 29th, 30th positions into the top 15. That was a good one. The race 1 battle with Baxter to the line. That was another good moment. But there's just so many decent battles throughout the field, working your way through. Just, like I said, makes the league so much fun.
Definitely glad to hear it. It was awesome to watch tonight. Well, thank you very much for your time tonight. I appreciate you jumping into the interview box. It's always a blast having you here.
All right, thank you for having us.
All right, well that's it for our interviews today, and what a crazy day that we've had. The Jones Joker thing, I believe somebody's already started a petition for that. I'll get that into our YouTube chat very soon. JJ, you want to lead us out?
Yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in tonight. It's been an awesome time having you here. We've all had a blast here in the commentary box. The drivers have had a good night. We've seen some great racing, some good luck, some bad luck, some commiserations, and more importantly, just some brilliant racing up and down the field. So thank you very much from me, Austin, and Samuli on the cameras. Look forward to seeing you guys next week when we drop into Barcelona for a little bit of sunny weather over in Spain. Thank you very much.